Hi and welcome to Lois and Morgana Davidson Art. Today is a quick tip, something that you can do if you feel like your painting's unsuccessful. If you're working on a reasonable quality paper, either a good quality pulp paper or preferably 100% cotton paper, which is really robust as you would imagine, you can simply remove the paint. You can generally wash most of it off. You'll usually still be left with some unless you use non-staining paints. But you'll be left with a very pale amount of paint. And then you can go over and paint it again. So here you can see I'm running it under the sink and rubbing very gently with my fingers, very gently, clean fingers, just to loosen up the dry paint a bit. You could use a sponge for this if you prefer. And then once the paint is loosened, I'm rubbing it very gently with a soft cloth, keeping the water running. And you can see the paint is loosening up and coming off. I should have said first that make sure your painting is well taped to the board with good strong masking tape, and then that should resist the water. And then once you've finished removing the paint, the masking tape should still be in place, and you'll just end up with this really pale sort of layer of underpainting left that you can paint over quite easily in the same way. You could go straight in and paint wet in wet because the paper is nice and wet, or you could let it dry and flatten out and then start all over again with applying your paint. The great John Blockley and Ron Ranson used to favour this method and included it in some of their how-to books. So I'm sure it's something that a lot of artists do. And you can be more deliberate. You can carefully sponge and rub off a particular portion of your painting in exactly the same way if part of it's gone wrong, but if the rest of it's fine. But of course you have to be a little bit more careful then, and I would recommend using an art sponge or something like that if you simply want to remove the paint from a certain area. And as I said at the beginning, this really only works for good quality paper. It'll work for cotton the best, but it will work for quality pulp paper. But if you use very cheap paper, I don't know whether it will stand up to this. You may find that the paper might start to pill when you rub it, and it also may begin to disintegrate with this amount of water on it. Well, I hope this was helpful. I'd love to know in the comments if you've got any advice for rescuing overworked paintings like this, or if you've had any experience of doing this yourself. If you enjoyed this short video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. It's free to do and it really helps with our reach. And thank you so much to everyone that supports us on Patreon. If you'd like to support either of us on Patreon, then please follow the link below and we'd love to see you in our groups. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care and happy painting. Bye.